All right. And if all goes well, people will be able to hear me.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds like audio is actually working right off the bat this time. So welcome. This is Odd Job Entertainment. We are doing a org mining session tonight. And my character is about to die of dehydration. Okay, so it's probably going to take me a few minutes to catch up because I got to go down to Loreville to pick up the prospector.
No worries.
So we are joined by Vader, who is leading our event tonight, and
Hello, that's me.
and we got Max, who has never done ship mining before. Is that right, Max?
Yup. Never done it before.
All right.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's really good, and you can bring in some big profits.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, right now, in Star Citizen Alpha 3.17.1, I don't think there's any way to make more alpha credits than ship mining with a prospector or a mole.
And if you have 2, 3 prospectors, even better.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have 2 or 3 prospectors, then you can break the biggest rocks. And yeah, we were gonna have a mole, but it's having a bug that's stopping it from picking up ore, and we've decided that's a very important function in mining.
You know, I tend to agree with you there. Breaking rocks is fun, but if you don't get to sell them off, that's not as good. Let's see. I should still be able to drink water as long as I'm inside. Oh, except I don't have any water. Okay, I will pick up water in Loreville.
In Loreville, huh?
Yeah, I tend to forget that.
It might be faster for you to go to Everest Harbor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless you woke up in Loreville and you haven't gotten on the train yet.
yeah. You're right. I should just go back inside because I'm at Everest right now.
Oh, if you're at Everest, then that's gonna be faster.
Please check the video resolution. The current resolution is 3440 by 1440, which is not optimal. Thank you, YouTube. I think YouTube is due for an upgrade so that they can just support 3440 by 1440 without causing issues.
Yeah, I could rent one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that would make you a lot more money. I know you've already got a C2, so you can.
What do
Yeah.
I rent one?
Do you guys want to shoot me a party invite?
Yes, you are on our server. Also, we should be able to do that. Actually, you can do that even if you're not. There you go. Invite sent.
Hey, now I can see people.
Yeah, that might be better than borrowing a prospector. We were initially thinking that Max, because he doesn't have his own prospector, could borrow one from Schlag, but we're thinking we're probably going to have him rent one so that he can pick up ores and
Where do you rent them? It says
yeah, go to the refinery.
anywhere?
Go to the refinery of you're on Mickel 1, right?
Yup. Argo.
Alco 1. So go to the refinery, and there will be a terminal at the back in a little store that
Okay.
you can use to rent.
Just to clarify, once your ship is stored, the quantanium can't explode.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
I have accidentally stored quantanium overnight that way.
So apparently nobody can hear Schlog on Discord now.
Yeah, I can't hear him.
I
Schlog,
can't
I'm sorry, man. I don't know why. Why do you have such terrible luck with that? Okay, my character is now properly satiated. Get back to my ship.
hear.
I wonder. Do you maybe need a driver update on your computer for handling audio devices?
Yeah, it could be a driver problem, or it could be that maybe multiple applications are trying to use the microphone. I don't know. We were trying to
Weird.
troubleshoot it earlier, and we couldn't come up with anything. So,
Hmm.
well, we came up with a lot of things, but none of them worked.
Yeah. That's kind of the trick, huh? IT is only
Yeah.
so good as its success rate. So my prospector's at Lorville. It's faster to go down to Lorville and come back in it, right? Because otherwise I'd
Probably.
have to claim it at the next station.
Yeah, I think it is probably marginally faster to do it that way.
Okay. And I just realized that forgot to put that at everyone tag in Discord. So let me annoy everybody with that so that they
Thank
can
you for that.
artificially boost my numbers.
I am not an artificial person.
No, but
Prove it.
I know what you mean.
yeah.
We see there's a tortoise on its back. Oh,
All right, there's Lorville.
I'm going to mute myself for a little bit. Maybe my 3-year-old is coming in to say hi.
All right.
And
So the prospector I should rent for one day.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not super expensive,
All right.
and with the amount of money that you can pull doing prospector mining, I mean, we might even make enough for you tonight to just get one.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you don't want to dedicate too much time to rented prospectors because you can't change their loadout at all, and the default loadout is not very good.
All right. I got the prospector. I rented it.
Okay.
You want me to come to you guys or?
Yeah, you're gonna want to meet them at Lyria.
Okay.
Yeah, just like Schlag is saying in the party chat, basic prospector is great because it still has the 32 SCU of storage. So, we can have you shuttle Quantanium back and forth to the station, and that would be super helpful. But the stock laser is not really suited for Quantanium mining like at all. So,
Okay.
and if you don't have us helping you with our better prospectors, it's really tough going with a rental.
Yeah.
All that to say, it's not really worth renting for too long.
The elevator ride to the refinery is just torture.
Oh yeah. Well, especially if have you died to the elevator yet?
Oh no.
Is that still happening? I was having like a 50% success rate being able to actually get on the elevator without dying last time I did some mining. So I'm kind of interested to see if we're going to have any boss battles in the form of elevator trips tonight.
All right. In that case, I'm gonna set my spawn here. So.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, do set your spawn there. It is mining is not as dangerous as some of the other professions, but everything has its dangers, especially when the elevators are as they are. Um,
Yeah, forget Elden Ring. Elevators are the real battle.
yeah, elevators.
All right. So you guys want me to take my prospector and fly it to you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and right now we're just scanning for places to mine.
All right.
I'm putting away all my gear that I won't need for mining because I don't want to accidentally blow up and lose it.
Yeah, and you're not going to be using it.
Yeah. All
Is the mole
right.
better than the prospector?
The mole
At
is
the
larger than the prospector.
Yeah, and that can be a good
Uh,
and a bad thing depending on the situation. For
yeah, you
Lyria,
block
because you're in a
fuel.
gravity well, it really chews through fuel very quickly. Um, and the downside to that large space in when you're quantanium mining is it's going to be tough to find a rock that can fill your hold without making you leave a bunch of it behind if you have no one else supporting you.
Oh, okay.
So in the future, it'll probably be more useful than it currently is, but at the moment, it's kind of a toss up if it's actually better.
Yeah, I think if everyone has prospectors, then I think the fleet of prospectors is better.
Yeah.
But a working mole can be good for groups.
Okay. Got my prospector kitted out. Now I can spawn it. Huh. Um, I'm not sure I'm understanding exactly how that works, Schlag, what you're putting in the chat. So, like, you would fill up the 96 SCU and then you just drop off your bag somewhere? Like, is that with the Expanse? Is that the new refueling ship? Okay. Yeah. Once the Expanse is added into the game, the mole does get a bit more attractive because you can keep your buddies in the same ship, have them all focused on the same target, and just keep dropping off your refinery requests with your Expanse. There. Start up.
All right. I finally got my prospector. I don't know why it was sent to Orison, but it was.
Is that where your primary residence is?
Yeah, that's
That's why.
why.
Yep.
I know I did claim it and I got it. I paid for it.
Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, I haven't tried to take a mole through Orison's atmosphere, but
Oh
that
god.
sounds like not a good time at all.
Well, yeah, that sounds like a special kind of punishment.
Like, just smash your fingers in a door. You'll have more fun.
At least it'll be over quicker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man,
It
why is the
hurts to try with
quantum
data.
warp HUD so big? It's like, oh wow, okay.
Well, welcome to prospector mining. UI is always a little goofy in some ways. Though in 317 they seem to have done some work on the color balance for the main mining UI, and that makes it a lot easier to see. So that's a
Yeah,
huge plus.
the prospector has an enormous view window, and a lot of the UIs are sort of like a percentage of your viewable space, so they end up being really huge.
Yeah. Let's see, CVX says in global chat he forgot his step counter as he started QT. I wonder if he's like doing like a marching in place or something while his ship is doing quantum travel. If you think about all the time you spend doing quantum travel, if you did like 5 push-ups each time, probably get pretty jacked pretty quick. Or like 5 push-ups for every 10 million kilometers you travel.
Oh god. I did that for a while. I was like, every time, like, as a punishment, because I was doing really bad that day, I was like, every time I die, I have to do 10 push ups.
Every time I encounter a bug in this game, I do one push up.
Oh god, you're about to be ripped in like an hour, bro.
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay
Oh,
hungry,
we
we
stay hungry,
devour.
we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours.
Yeah. I kind of just want to see Star Citizen become like the new CrossFit because people are doing push-ups while they're in QT. Like, how'd you get those gym muscles, brah? Man, I play Star Citizen, brah.
I'm coming to you guys.
There's a Reddit meme about
Yeah,
the
there
Star
was a
Citizen
Reddit
workout
meme about
plan.
the Star Citizen workout plan. I saw that.
Oof. You know, 30Ks haven't been so bad. You
They
might need to
have.
find something else to tie your sit-ups to because otherwise you're not going to be getting that core strength. Dive running upstairs. Or let's not forget those gurneys. Like if you run into a gurney and you just launch yourself into a wall.
All right, Lance, what are we doing?
We're just prospecting right now. We're scanning for quantanium deposits that are rich. Are you familiar with how rich a quantanium deposit should be?
Yeah, like Well, I know. Yeah. Well, never mind. Never mind. Tell me. Tell me.
Okay, okay. So usually we're looking for quantanium deposits that are above at least like 20%, preferably 30.
Okay.
Preferably in the realm of 30 to 40. Those are the really good ones. Um, and you'll find that they have different masses as well. Um, so, and if you find a large group of rocks, even better. Um, the the thing about these rocks that you'll notice is that every 5,000, or sorry, every 50 mass, and I believe the mass is in kilograms, but I don't know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say it's in kilograms. Every 50 kilograms is 1 SCU of space.
Okay.
So if you encounter a rock that's 5,000 kilograms, it's got a mass of 5,000, that is a 100 SCU rock. And if you were to break the whole thing up and put it into into prospectors, it would take up 100 SCU of space.
Okay.
So this will be a good way to kind of estimate.
I found a big cluster of rocks right here. I'm gonna scan them.
Yeah, scan them.
If it's a cluster, odds are on Lyria it probably is quantanium.
Yep,
But
100% of clusters on Lyria are quantanium deposits, as far as I've seen.
yeah. And then it just comes down to many of them are probably going to be under 10% and not really worth mining, but there will usually be one or two that are really good.
Yep. And sometimes, if you're there mining some rocks that are, 30 or 40% quantanium, and there's a 15% quantanium or 18% rock, sometimes it's worth it to crack that one
Mm-hmm.
while you're at it. See what you get.
Okay, so I got a 40%, 37.82% mass. Where's the mass? Here, I'll rescan it. Okay, here we go. Mass 4.2K. So that's a pretty good rock.
Yeah. Keep scanning.
And then, okay, yeah. Scan the rest.
Yeah. M for mining arm. M will
Yeah,
enable
yeah.
mining mode, and you can use that to auto scan. Auto scan is very nice.
Okay, so I'm landing at Arc L1 now. So I'm just going to set my respawn point here, and then I'll be joining you guys real quick.
That does look like a nice cluster. My.
Yeah, I'm not having much luck with other rocks. It's more like 3 to 10%. Oh, here we go. 42%.
Yeah, there you go. That's the one.
42, 4.7K. So we have 137 and 142%. I'll scan the small one. Okay, yeah, there's nothing here. Alright, I think that's most of them. I think I got all of them.
Yeah, there's a 10% rock and a bunch of
Yeah.
twos. And you see there's kind of like a couple of different categories for them. There's the 2%ers, and then there's the
Got a 42. Okay, here's the one with 37. It's the one like right in front of me. Not below me, in front of me. Oh,
So I noticed that they did a little bit of a change with the quantum travel mechanics. It used to be that I would come out of quantum and then immediately cycle power, and that would make it so I could start calibrating and spooling up the drive for the next target. But now it doesn't let you calibrate until the cooldown timer has ended,
Yeah.
which I guess is the intended functionality, but it's also not as convenient.
Yeah, that is an inconvenience.
and the 42, I think, is over here. No, maybe this one. Um,
Okay, and if you try to do anything at all with your default laser, you will quickly find out why it's a bad idea to try to crack these with the rented prospector alone.
Yes.
So,
Okay, now I've got my respawn point saved.
okay, let's crack
oh,
this.
you're here too. Oh, that's Schlag. Okay.
Yeah, there's Schlag, there's me, there's you. There's a bunch of us here now.
All right. So I have my extraction mode on. Oh, I'll take Lance's rock. This is the 42, right? Yeah. How much time do you have? 14 minutes?
Starts off with 15.
Yes, it's about 15 minutes once you pick up some stuff. So don't pick anything up until you're ready to pick up a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
you want to get everything broken down to the smallest pieces first.
And how fast does it like pick it up?
You'll probably spend your first minute.
Really quick.
Yeah, it's not super long, but
Yeah. The other thing that's bad about a rented prospector is that it's going to take a while for you to do your quantum travel because you can't swap out the quantum drive. So you're going to be taking like 5 minutes to just do the quantum travel, I think.
Oh God.
Yeah. Um, you got plenty of time in that 15 minutes, right? It takes about a minute to pick things up. It takes 5 minutes to do the quantum travel.
Yeah.
And then you got another minute to get down there. Like if you're doing everything smoothly, you should be able to get the 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 thing stowed before it even hits the halfway point.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Um, but there's no time for like dallying
Yeah.
and like, oh, I picked up a couple rocks. Now I'm gonna break apart another rock. You don't have that kind
Just
of
to,
time.
these are my rocks first.
Yeah. Yeah, these are Max's rocks first. He gets first pick because he found this site.
Okay. What do I do?
Um, you can use the mining mode to help break rocks. It's unfortunately, with how unstable this stuff is, I kind of want you to experience a little bit of how unstable it is and how hard it is to mine this stuff.
How do I switch to mode again? Oh, there we go. Okay. I'll try. I'll try breaking this one.
Schlog's offering you his so that you can have an easier time doing it.
Okay.
But you notice how the power level is jumping all over the place,
Mm,
right? When you do that in the rented prospector, and you saw how small the green window is, right?
mhm.
So it's pretty much it is totally unsafe and not recommended to actually try to break apart these rocks with that laser.
Mhm.
Okay.
Don't collect. All right.
Yeah, do you see the orange highlight that Schlog is talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, and then they turn purple and you can pick it up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
the purple highlighted ones you can pick up.
Yeah, I have watched a tutorial on this before, but I don't remember everything.
Did you watch my tutorial?
Maybe. I think I have watched some of it actually.
Okay. Gotta rep my own tutorial, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. I know.
pump the stock
Yeah. Stonks.
Okay.
to the moon.
Okay.
Through the moon.
Oh, okay. This is a lot faster than. Oh,
What
geez. Okay.
one of my friends actually was able to cash in on GameStop. He made like 20K.
Wow. Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, let's let all of that red go away. Just stop. No, 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 no. Cut power, cut power, cut power. Okay.
Oh, it wasn't red.
It was red. Did you see the redness?
No.
It was red in the red zone.
Oh.
Um, okay.
It's kinda. Okay,
Yeah,
this one has a lot
your level
longer range.
your level was in the green area. Yeah, and
That was a bad first rock to pick because it had like barely any.
yeah, that's because it had quantanium in it. Now I'm going to let's see. I'm going to stop my thing. You notice when I stopped my laser that your green window shrank?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I see now. Like the
Yeah,
indicator saying before it breaks. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't see that at first.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So it looks like it says I need to scan this first.
So yeah, you'll notice the deposits that don't have any quantanium, they've got huge green zones.
Okay.
For
Is there
instance,
a way
if
to scan in mining mode?
yeah, if you just point it at another rock, it will automatically scan. You'll see that
Okay.
there's a circular loading bar on both sides of your UI. That'll fill up and then it'll give you the information about the rock.
Yeah.
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, notice you've got an effective range in your top left that's telling
Yeah.
you how close you are to the target and how much of your laser power you're bringing to bear on it.
Okay, so all of
Um,
these rocks are orange. Looks like. I mean, no, they're all purple.
yeah.
This one isn't. I'll mine it. Okay. I was holding left click. I didn't need to do that. That's helpful.
Okay, there's my cool. All right, Max. Let's see, which one are you mining? Also, since we've got 4 of us here, be careful not to jump into anybody's mining laser path because it will
Yeah.
destroy your ship. Yeah, he's getting practice breaking these on the easy ones. Normally,
Okay.
we wouldn't want to break the rocks that don't have any quantanium in them because we're mining the quantanium, right? That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Also, has he not broken the 40% 40%er yet?
They
Um,
are.
broke the big 40%er. It's got a couple of yellow rocks over here. Okay, Max. I got
Which
one.
one? Where does it say here? I'm trying to read Schlog's messages.
This one is 99.25% quantanium.
Which one?
This one right here.
Here, let me look. Okay.
I'll just
Okay, yeah, I
I'll
see
just
it. I was
zap it
looking at
to
Schlog.
add
Oh,
my
wow.
buff to
Okay.
it.
Yeah, and you notice because we've all got the Lancet laser, if somebody zaps it, then look at what happens to the green window. It goes up. But
Oh,
also,
yeah.
the Lancet laser has a downside to it, and that is the more Lancet lasers you have zapping a rock, the slower it'll fill up with energy.
Oh, okay.
So you can have 3 Lancet lasers zapping a rock. The green window will be huge. It'll be very, very stable. It'll have no resistance, and it will take forever to charge.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go ahead and I've just all right. Go ahead and uh, add a little bit of power to your charge. There you go. And usually usually I like to add a fair amount of power in the beginning and then back off the power when I hit the green. Um, there you go. Now you're in the green zone and you're still climbing, so you want to back off power. And you'll try to find an equilibrium mark. Usually you end up kind of juggling around it. Oh,
Easy.
it's way easy when you got 2 Lancet mining lasers on it. That is easy mode. All right. Now look around, try to find another one that has actually a good amount of
So how do I
quantanium.
know if when it has quantanium in it from here? Like, okay, here we go.
Do you see your
Okay.
scan?
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it'll say
I see that.
composition on it when the scan is complete.
Okay. So these have.
Yeah, like
Oh
this
wow.
one
Okay.
that has 50% aluminum.
Yeah.
And 6% barrel, 42% inert materials. That's a lot of inert materials.
Hmm. I think that's it. That's all the ones.
Okay. So
Okay.
start hunting the little ones that have 100% quantanium.
First, I need to land this ship and give it back to
Oh yeah,
Schlag.
that's right. You're right.
So here I
Get your
go.
prospector back.
It was
Land,
Schlag.
find Schlag and land next to him.
All
I think
right.
he's behind you.
I'm reminded right now of what a hive must look like. All of us in our prospectors as worker drones.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm not responsible for damage to that landing gear for that landing.
Right, so since this one will probably be cleaned up by Max and one other person, I'm gonna start scouting ahead for the next one.
Sounds good. Yeah. There's certainly enough for Max, maybe a fair load for somebody else. Okay, Schlag's waiting here. All right. Great. I'm gonna do some prospecting.
Those white diamonds are real tough to see against the snow.
Yeah, that's one of the things I don't like so much about Lyria. Yellow's the same way.
Yeah.
All right. I'm ready. Okay, so you said find rocks that are 100%.
Yeah, you want to start with those ones because that'll be the best purity. And then if you run out of 100%ers, then you can start cleaning up the smaller ones, but you should have plenty there to fill up your whole load.
Okay, so should I?
Oh,
So
hey.
I'm just gonna scan them all first before. So this is 100%.
Okay.
Cool. Come here.
Okay. I think I found one over here too. Let's see, where are you at?
This one is mass of 6,000 and a percentage of almost 20%.
Okay, let me take a bearing on mine so I know where it is, and we can get back to it, and then I'll come to you.
So which rocks do I pick up? Do I go over here as well? I should find all the 100 ones first, right?
Yeah,
Before I.
yeah.
Okay.
Scoop up as many 100% purity ones first.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like your rock is bearing 332 from here.
Yeah, it looks like it's a cluster over there, so that'll be a good one to check out.
Oh, yeah.
Since you already have a good one over here, we can clean this up first.
Yeah, this is a good single. I'm at 100%.
And do you want me to modulate?
Okay.
Yeah,
So how much 1,000 S 1,000 how much mass is one SCU? You said 80?
50,
50, okay. How much SCU can this carry?
32.
32 SU. It says on
Okay.
your right-hand side.
Okay.
Okay, I'm at 100. This is a big boy.
Yeah, it's a big rock.
Okay, backing down.
He's a big pig. Okay, I'm backing off too.
I broke so many
I'm
rocks.
at 35 and holding.
60.
200. Okay. Wait, where are you? Oh yeah, those are the ones that blew away, right? Are those in front of me? Yeah.
Looks like you're drifting. Is that intentional?
Okay.
Nope. I'm just trying to work with it for now.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna try to start extracting.
Boom.
Or
Hopefully we get a clean break on this.
No, it's going to be an even split all the way down the middle.
No! 20% on every rock. Okay, that's 0% quantanium. That's good.
Okay, this one's 30.29%, so that's pretty good.
That's okay. It's a 40. It's a 30. Okay, so not nearly as clean a break as we would like,
No.
but decent. It's okay.
where is the timer?
It will show up as your cargo loses volatility. So if you don't see it yet, it means that you're still within, just outside 15 minutes probably. Once your cargo starts to lose its stability,
Okay, yeah, I
you'll see
see
the
it.
timer popping up.
Yeah, okay, so you got 14 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when it's about halfway cooked, you'll get a yellow timer, or you'll get a yellow beeper light.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully you don't get an orange or a red one.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're getting really low on time when you get to the station, which you won't this time, but if you're getting low on time when you get there, then you can have them impound the ship. You can park improperly on purpose. Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you got more than 50 seconds left, you should be good.
Shall I leave you to clean this one up later?
All right. Thank you.
All right.
I'm at 30 SCU.
Hey Schlag, I left the box behind about where you are. You want to pick that up while you're waiting?
All right, I'm out of here.
Yeah, the back boxes are a lot less worth it because of the despawn.
Will it only show me my timer when I have mining mode on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you kind of have to just guess, but the lights will be a pretty good indicator because
If the
those
yellow
were
I'm
the
at
come on, you're very safe.
12 minutes
Yeah.
and 45 seconds, and I'm in the middle of quantum warp, 2.5 million away.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Did I
Totally
perhaps find one that you guys have already broken? Or that someone else broke?
And is there the eject cargo button? Is that with the volatile cargo, or is that the light?
Yeah, I think it's Alt J.
Okay.
You can only eject cargo if the yellow beeper or orange beeper or red beeper.
Guys.
If
And
the
where does the
red
light
beeper,
appear? Is it that volatile cargo thing? Where's the
Yes.
light?
Yep.
yeah, that's where the light is going to be.
Yeah, that
Okay.
little white square next to it, that's your light.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm
It'll make a
fine.
noise. You won't be able to miss it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm 11 minutes and 40 seconds out, and I'm already here. So.
Looks like I found the detritus of one of your previous rocks, so I'm going to take an eastern heading and see what I
Yeah.
find.
Yep.
Found a duo here. Let's see what they got. I got the lovely altimeter bugged again.
Yeah, that's a lovely one.
5 push-ups.
Yeah. Uh, my body hurts just thinking about all the push-ups I'd have to do. Percent.
Off headset for now.
Oh, perfect. The elevator's waiting here. It's like it knew.
Lucky you.
Yeah, that's easy. I made it. I made it. I'm on the elevator. I had like 8 minutes left.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Oh,
Yeah.
as long as you're on point, you'll have plenty of time.
yeah, pretty good first run. Do they scan you if you? Oh God, I can't
They
even.
They
can still
can.
scan you. I have died waiting for clearance.
No.
Yep. I was still pretty new and not very good at mining, so I spent quite a
Oh.
bit more time I tried to get another rock before I went back, and I got there with very little time left, and got scanned and blew up before I could hit the pad.
All right.
Okay, I've got several good rocks over here.
So I want to choose the longest method of refining, right?
Yes. Yeah, Dinix is generally your go-to if you've got plenty of time.
Is that the
Um,
longest one, the one that pays out the most?
Yeah,
yeah.
it has the highest yield, the lowest cost, and then takes the longest time.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a very good cluster that I've got over here. So I'm just gonna land until I can get support for it.
Refinement processing is what I want.
Yes. And it's gonna be the top floor of the store in
Yeah.
the refinery center.
Okay. Select material. Okay. So how do I do this? Do I set up work offer?
Yep, set
Yeah,
up
yeah.
work
You
order,
want to set up a work order,
Okay, here we go.
and then
choose
you'll
your
probably
method.
select the prospector.
So you said Dinix,
Yeah.
Dinix
Uh,
solventation.
Linux
Yes.
solventation.
Okay, and then quantanium.
Yep.
Choosy miners choose Linux.
Okay, I got it. Confirm.
Let's see.
Okay, so then that's gonna process, and then I'll ship. What I ship the quantanium, refined quantanium to somewhere.
Yep. Any of the major landing zones. So you could take it to Area 18 is the closest.
Okay, and I use my C2 for that, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And so if you're
Easy. First order. Oh yeah. Okay. Is there a maximum amount of work orders that you can have?
no, in the future it will be prohibitively expensive to overload the station with too many orders. But at the moment, there's not really any downside.
Okay.
It's kind of like if you were to ask someone to commission a work for you, they would probably increase their prices if they're too busy, and that's kind of the idea that they're going for in the future. But right now, it's just not really there yet.
Yeah, it takes a bit longer for them to get to all of the jobs when they're busy, but they're all chronically busy,
Yeah.
especially the ones that are close to any sort of good source of quantanium.
All right.
If you are just joining into the stream, we're doing a group mining session. I'm sitting next to a really good cluster, just waiting for some people to get back so that we can start cracking it. But we're also teaching some of our newer members how to do some ship mining. So we're getting lots of good stuff done today.
Are you? Who's coming? Who are you waiting on? Cool.
Just anyone who's available. So
Okay.
Schlag is waiting for you to come back there so that you can clean up the rest of it. and then he'll probably come on my position after you get to him.
Yeah. Slog, do you think there's still 32 SCU there worth of quantanium?
It's probably not a full load, from what I recall seeing.
Okay.
Your scanner's not working at all? That sucks. Well, touchy.
Those darn droids. You've
She's
got
jealous.
the what was that droid's name in the Solo movie? The one that would
Oh,
get offended by everything.
I know which one you're talking about.
So how much money do you think like the average load of 32 SU makes?
Well, 32 is obviously that's not going to be the average load. That's the maximum, and it's about $250,000.
Oh my, okay.
I think it's a
Jeez.
little over $250,000.
Oh, okay. It's
And
oh my god. All
yeah,
right.
so a half a load is only like 125 or 130 or something, 150 maybe if it's a little more than half. So that's still quite worth doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely worth the time.
Yeah, especially if it's all broken up and you just need to hoover it up. The most time intensive part of this process is usually finding the rocks to break up.
Yeah.
Um,
It's kind of nice part about doing it in a group because like I'm sitting on a really nice patch here. So once
mhm.
people are able to come to me, we just keep the machine working.
Yeah.
So that time is significantly cut down. Oh, good. Schlag got his scanners back. L337 is not so upset with him anymore.
All right.
L337.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. They did that.
Is that supposed to mean anything, L337?
Leet.
Oh,
Are you familiar with Leet speak?
not so much. I was thinking
Right
like
before your
lead
time.
gamer.
Yeah. You weren't pony noobs.
Lead speak.
Leet speak. Yeah. Yeah, for a while that was the thing that all the kids were doing on the internet, putting in numbers for letters.
Oh, okay. Well, it's like with a calculator, right? Like boobies.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I am a man of some culture.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a lot less exciting trying to come up with words on the calculator once you get something like a TI-84 that can just have the whole alphabet as well.
With letters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are these hieroglyphics? They just form words so easily.
Yeah. So I guess naming her 1337 is it's not as bad as naming her 8008, right?
I'm just checking these last rocks. Oh,
I don't know. I think that would make her a bit more tolerable because at least I'd have something to laugh at.
That would have been
yeah, okay.
pretty
I'm gonna
quality
just
for a
scan
comic.
them, most of them again. Okay, there's 100. Oh,
She was, her character was just so intolerable. That whole conversation where they're talking about why it wouldn't work between her and Lando, it's like, why was this ever even an option? You're a robot with, as far as I can tell, no anatomical benefits. So, like, duh, of course a relationship would not work with you.
Yeah.
And let's not forget that personality, though. Yeah, who wouldn't want to spend the rest of their life with that as their life partner?
Right, yeah. Oh, I have a great personality. The personality.
You could reprogram it. But see, that was the catch. He couldn't reprogram her because she's got that star map in her head. So you reprogram her, you lose the map. I would say if you no longer need the map, then there's no need for her at all. I'm sure there's plenty of other droids that would be much better company.
Like C3PO.
Heck yeah. I am C3PO, Human Cyborg Relations. I see a blue chevron over me. Does that mean someone's nearby ready to mine this stuff?
Yep.
It's like
Just like
Schlog's
one.
coming in.
Yep.
Cool. That's totally righteous, dude. Huh, my scanner's not updating. Like it's showing me the same composition data for all of these.
Well, that isn't good.
Okay. All right.
Is he
So
getting the
this
same height
one,
as Schmod was getting earlier? Maybe.
I'm not sure. It seems like it did just update on this one. I don't know. But this one that I'm pointing at, Schlag, is 35%.
yeah, that load wasn't too worth it. I got about like 7 SU.
Oh. Yeah, that's not so great. That's only like 75,000 or so.
Yeah, should I go back at least?
I would.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this one
you
is
found only
small, but
100%.
there's other ones in this field that are much better. I can probably handle this one. It's going up on its own. I know there's another one here that said 49%.
Oh, it's the 6K one.
Yeah, I'll be there in just a minute, Schlag. I'm cracking this one down to its parts. I got pretty good brakes on it. Looks like I've got a couple 100% quant brakes here. Lag spike there. Lag spikes make me so nervous in this game because I feel like I'm about to crash.
Yeah.
And then when it is just a lag spike, it's like, oh, whew.
Oh, that's a good sized field.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how they change mining in the future because I've seen them talk about like doing veins instead of rocks.
Yeah, that would be cool. Thank you, Schlag.
If you guys are cracking those ones together, I'm going to go ahead and start scooping this one because I think I should be close to a full load with this.
Oh, nice. Was that Stampede?
Yeah, those stampedes make things really fun.
You guys abandoned the contract, the package one?
No, I haven't abandoned it.
Okay. Not okay. Just making sure because I just did. I refined the extra aluminum as well.
I usually do. It kind of depends on your. If you since you got a C2, you kind of might as well.
Yeah.
You've got plenty of
Um,
space.
yeah, if all you've got is a Cutlass Black, then usually I don't advise it. But
Yeah. How much SU does the C2 have? It's like 400, right?
564, I think.
no,
Jeez,
it's in the
okay.
600s.
Oh,
It's huge.
Oh, okay. I don't need to worry about it then.
yeah.
No, you can
And I
hold.
don't really mind taking a second trip. I mean, if I'm making that much money, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, you can hold 10 of these jobs and not even go halfway in that thing.
That little one gave me 13 SCU. I'm gonna take that back to station. I probably should have waited for more to be cracked, but got a little overzealous.
Okay. Although if you got the tank in there, you might only be able to carry some 400 SCU of cargo or something.
Ah, shucks. Probably
I
wouldn't even be
know.
able to do the drive-through at that point either. Gonna have to use one door for the tank.
Yeah.
I want to see an event in the future where people use the C2 as like a obstacle on a driving course, like for a race.
Ooh.
Like
I've seen people try to like fly through them at max speed with their like, I don't even know.
probably like a Misk Razor.
Oh.
But can you imagine like you're doing Formula One style racing in a tumbrel, or I guess it'd be more like a rally race, and one of
Right.
the checkpoints is a C2, and you have to send that thing through the cargo hold.
Yeah.
You're gonna like fly up and just blow up by hitting the roof.
Everybody's going to do that and then die.
Well, that's the risk, but that's rally racing for you, right?
I guess.
I'm not a huge racing fan, but rally racing is exciting enough that I can watch that one for a while. The
There is
kind
the
of
Daymar Rally, but it's not very exciting.
not in its current iteration yet, anyways.
Are you aware of the Daymar Rally?
I am, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sure it'll only get more exciting as it goes on.
Well, maybe if any Daymar Rally organizers watch my stream, that I'll have given them an idea. We need obstacles on that course.
Yeah.
Put a
Yeah.
C2 on there. Make it a checkpoint.
More checkpoints, less distance, right?
Yeah.
Schlog, do you have like extra water by chance? Okay. I'm gonna
I
die
will
then.
buy some waters while I'm here at the station as well.
Yeah, I was kind of like, should I go there? Schlag always gives me water.
Ah, no, I can't believe you just said that, Max. You basically just said, I've grown entirely too dependent on my other org mates to
Yup.
compensate for my poor planning.
The refinery is just it's so far away from the Galleria or whatever. Why not just go to Schlag?
There's water at the Galleria, or sorry, at the refinery.
Oh, well, I see.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You learn as you go. You know.
Okay, well now you know. There are water bottles in the refinery itself in the lower part of the shop.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's that. I'll probably on that counter, right?
Yeah, right on the counter, right next to
Okay.
the granola
Well,
bars.
beginner mistakes. I first day mining, so.
Uh huh. I think someone just earned the title Waterboy as their Discord nickname as penance for their sins.
Oh no.
That was a fun movie.
High quality H2O.
Water boy.
You know, I can't stand Adam Sandler most of the time, but he does have one movie, Wedding Singer. Have you seen that one?
I've seen The Wedding Singer. Yeah,
That
it was
is,
very tolerable.
yeah, that is far and away his best movie.
It was entirely watchable.
It's also the only movie I can stand Drew Barrymore in.
No.
I'm not a Drew Barrymore fan. I know she was like the darling child of the 80s, but
Yeah.
I can't stand her. Because, see, the thing is when someone is crying on screen, you're
Oh,
supposed to
yeah.
feel sympathy and empathy for them, right? But when Drew Barrymore is crying on screen, I just want to throw a shoe at the screen. I know that probably makes me a terrible person, but I just can't handle it.
Yeah, ever
I'm not
since
gonna lie, I have no idea what you're talking about.
We just dated
Barrymore,
ourselves. We're talking about an actress that Max has never seen.
Yeah,
I-
why? You said she's popular in the 80s, bro. That was like 30 years before I was born.
Hey, but I'm a '90s baby. I mean, I've seen her. She's also been in movies since then with Adam Sandler. Consequently,
Yeah, she was a child actress in the 80s. Starting with E.T.
I'm coming
That's
to you guys. Is
right.
that good? Like, is
Yeah.
there, or should I find another cluster?
And that was an extraordinarily popular movie. And it was great. It was a fantastic movie. And the child actor who got the lead part opposite Barrymore was amazing. Absolutely just phenomenal child actor.
Yeah, who was that? And did they go on to do anything else?
I don't even remember his name. I don't know if he ever did anything else off the top of my head. He might not have. That might have been his entire acting career.
Oh, wow. Okay, we got a lot of rocks here. Okay.
Henry Thomas played Elliot.
Right.
Yeah, that's him. Elliot.
He was in The Haunting of Hill House, Legends of the Fall.
I think I'm good. Okay, I got a hunch. Okay. What rock should I mine or collect? The one I'm looking at right now has there's a okay. I got like 200 right now.
Yeah.
Looks like he's been in quite a few horror movies since then.
Okay, that explains why I don't know anything about the rest of his acting career.
Yeah, like it seems like 50% of his movies are horror movies.
Yeah. I was watching movies in the 80s, but not horror movies.
Yeah, horror movies are definitely a tough sell. A lot of them end up really corny.
All these rocks are despawning, bro. Why are they despawning?
That's what they do if they're unattended.
Oh, now they're back. What? Okay, I'm gonna just start collecting.
Yeah, just start collecting.
Okay, so rocks are dropped off. And ooh, I didn't get pushed by the elevator. Life is good.
It's always kind of scary when that elevator opens up real quick. You're not sure whether it's going to push you into outer space.
Well, the most common thing is like it's before the elevator has arrived, the cart just comes flying through and will push you off the refinery platform.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pulling out my prospector again. I do
Yeah, I
need
think we'll,
to upgrade the quantum drive in this thing. It's got the default one.
oh yeah. It's a pokey drive.
Is that a reference to something?
No, pokey just means slow.
Oh, okay.
Is there any more 100% down here, or have you guys scanned them all?
I don't know, go look for them. I don't think there's anyone like keeping inventory, you know.
Are you all at that cluster that I had found?
Yeah, we're still at that cluster.
No.
We may be able to get it dry, the three of us.
Okay.
Come on. It makes me so nervous having the oh quantanium. Okay, I think that's all. I mean, we're pretty. Okay. Yeah. There's nothing here. Slug, there's nothing left there. So unless there's anything up the hill, I have to go.
Wait. DC released a show called Stargirl in 2020? I've never heard of this character, but it looks like Captain America. Probably a great example of companies copying each other. Looks like it only got 2 seasons, and apparently our guy was in this show.
Oh,
I think it. I mean, he did a really good job in ET, like you said. But
yeah.
I
And if
think
you get
if
a chance, somebody uploaded his audition tape for ET at some point. Um, and that's a good watch. It's a really quick watch, but really good. They told him to act like to just say the lines like like you just lost your pet dog, and he did. It's fantastic.
yeah, I'll have to check it out. I don't think it says too many good things about your career, though, if as an adult half your movies are horror movies, because the
No,
quality generally isn't there.
no, especially in the 80s. 80s horror movies were mostly pretty low budget,
Yeah.
not very reputable.
A Quiet Place, that one was fantastic, and it had a good sequel too.
Yeah, that was a critically acclaimed movie.
That one rocked my world in the sense that I was watching Jim from The Office live out this nightmare scenario, and he actually did a really good job.
Yeah.
Like you feel the pain that you would feel as a father, you know, having to deal with all these things with your kids. Okay, I just crashed the desktop.
What? That's no good.
Yeah. Yeah, he did such a good job in that movie. It was like, huh, okay. Yeah, John Krasinski, he can definitely do other roles than just Jim Halpert.
Yeah.
And he's in that. Is it Jack Ryan? This is that the series that he's in? I haven't seen it, but people have said it's really good.
Okay, that was really close to hitting that rock.
Okay, I'm restarting Star Citizen. Stand by, stream. We're getting there.
Sorry, streamings.
Flying through to like Arc L1 is like, okay, yeah, I'll go max speed. What's the worst that could happen? Okay, this rock isn't that close and it's like 2 feet away from hitting. Okay, maybe I should be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, the prospector should come with a warning on the windshield. Warning: objects in windshield are closer than they seem.
Yeah, that would be.
Just because the prospector does not have great handling by any stretch.
No, it is. It is. If you're used to handling fighters, you're gonna have a bad time adjusting to the prospector because it's an industrial vehicle and it
Yeah.
handles like an industrial vehicle.
Let's see if that crash recovery is working well and if it'll put me right back where I was.
Make sure you land gently. If you hit anything really hard with the prospector while you've got quantanium on it, it can trigger an explosion.
Just pretend like you're driving a bubble. If you kind of drive with that mentality that anything can and will pop you, that's a pretty good metric to live by.
Just drive like your grandma's in the back seat and she's wearing her Sunday best and she got a pitcher of gravy for the potluck afterwards.
Potluck.
I don't know, Lance. I've got a mischievous streak in me every once in a while. That might be too tempting.
Said your grandmother, not your mother-in-law.
Oh, okay. As of yet, I don't currently have a mother-in-law. I'd like to think that when I do, it'll be a pleasant experience.
Yeah, I my understanding is that mother-in-law relationships vary greatly from person to person. I got a pretty good relationship with mine. She's pretty cool.
I know my mom would say that she lucked out with my grandma.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife says that she uh, feels really lucky with her mother-in-law, with my mom. Should I log out and let it just has a claim option? Do not claim. Yeah,
It is taking a hot minute to log in. Is it actually loading, or did I get stuck with an infinite loading screen? I know this makes for very engaging content, just watching this loading screen bounce back and forth.
Or you could log, yeah. Yeah, you
Right.
could log.
Oh, it's Dinninks again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Linux.
Okay, I'm gonna have to give it a hard restart. Doesn't look like it wanted to work with just the relaunch button.
Right. Um.
So the announcements on the launcher, there's something about Bar Citizen World Tour. It just made me
Yeah.
think, if people are still drinking alcohol in 500 years, do they still get hangovers? Because it seems like
Yeah.
that's a huge downside to drinking alcohol that someone would probably want to invent a way to get around.
Oh my god, the water bottle.
And then there's probably at that point someone who's invented a way to just get hangovers, like no actual
And
buzz at all from it.
Yeah.
Takes all kinds.
That does.
I hate drinking and eating in this game. It's so I can never like actually put the water bottle up to my mouth. It always just sits in my hand
It looks
and
like
doesn't do anything.
Okay, I am near Lyria. It put me outside my ship, but it does appear that I have kept my clothes on, so I'm not dead.
yeah, that's good. Can you get
Yeah.
in? Yep.
Yeah, it looks
That's
like
even
we're...
better. I hate it when the ship spawns like floating 5 feet above the ground or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, I'm full. Let's go.
I don't want to...
Okay, I'm gonna go check on my kids. I'll be right back.
Okay, is anyone currently at Lyria right now?
Nope. Everybody's
Okay.
here.
All right, so you guys were able to clean up the rest of that cluster without me then?
Yeah.
All right.
Hoping to get a full load next time though. Cause all the past 2 rounds I've only gotten like around half.
Let's see. Do you guys have that mission that you're still bouncing around to you were just using that to get to a specific location?
Yeah. We got all that.
Okay. I'm going to pop down to Saltu then. Looks like it's on the twilight side of the planet, but I am hoping that will make it easier to see the white diamonds. Okay, nope, it's not in the twilight side. It's just straight up dark here, but that's okay.
So where did you say you were going?
Saltu?
Is that like an outpost or?
Yeah, it's one of the quantum markers, so it should be pretty easy to find. But Saltu has pretty good spawn rates.
Oh, okay.
Spawning of quantanium seems to be linked to the topography that surrounds it. So it doesn't
Yeah,
really
it was like
spawn.
flat mountain, the flat areas in between mountains.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And Cell 2 has several ranges right next to each other.
All right, I'll go ahead and quantum warp you.
Yeah, cold areas that are close to mountains. And Leary is all cold, so.
Yep. So you just got to find those mountains.
Yep.
Does the prospector have a size 1 quantum drive?
Yes.
Size 1 quantum drive, size 1 mining laser, 2 size 1 weapons.
Okay.
A size 1 shield.
All right. Size 1 everything?
Pretty
Yep.
much. One of the YouTubers that I follow. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. One of the YouTubers I follow is a really good pilot, and he took out the prospector to see if he could take down VHRT bounty missions with it. This was a couple patches ago when that was a fair amount easier than it is now. He could not do it. It was just too slow, too unmaneuverable, too underpowered.
Yeah. I mean, it's a mining ship.
Made a great challenge though.
I want to see someone do that racing circuit in the Prospector.
No.
I mean, that one's at least possible, right? But it would still be miserable.
Yeah.
That'd be like your Group D rally racing. Probably even slower than that. That you'd need like a like a lemon brigade.
Yeah. Lemon Brigade.
Everybody's driving the equivalent of a 200,000-mile Pinto.
So Auroras.
Yeah. There you
So
go.
they still outperform the Prospector by a pretty good margin.
What does it mean by comlink loss? Does that mean that you don't get crime stat? Or
Whenever you jump away from a planet, um, or a gravity well, there's a an area where there's no comlink out in the space between the planets, and then usually the comlink connectivity will be restored when you get to where you're going.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
Yeah, so that means that crime stat is not being recorded.
Yeah.
If you have crime stat, you're not being tracked. Um, yeah. If you're on a planet or a moon and you get that, then most likely it means that the ComSat station for or satellite, yeah, the ComSat for that area has been disabled.
Okay.
1,013%. Not feeling it.
Yeah. And you can get criminal missions to disable those ComSats.
And if you do disable them, that's the great time to do more illegal stuff because you won't get a crime stat.
Yep.
which for an upcoming event that we've talked about of locking down Everest Harbor, that's going to be step one is taking down the comlink.
Yeah.
Found a cluster over here. Hopefully we get something good out of it.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of stuff over where you're at.
Yeah, no worries, Schlog. You're good.
Anything good?
Checking the last one.
Global reversion from multi-gloss use. 5 push-ups.
Got 7,000 with 2%. Nah, these ones aren't looking very
There's
good.
another huge cross cluster right here. Not that big actually. Like 8 rocks.
Okay. Well, let me know if it's got anything good.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, our group is half the server.
Hey, we got 7.3K with 17%.
That's pretty good.
That's okay. Yeah.
And then we have, let's see.
No wonder we're getting such stellar performance if it's really just pretty much us here.
Yeah.
No complaints from me, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
You getting some stuff over there? There's another 13%. Only 7. Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only really that one rock there. It's not really too amazing.
Yeah,
I've only
7,000, it should still be probably one full load, so it's probably still worth grabbing.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me check to see how much until rep level 5 for mercenary work. I don't know if you're watching stream Schlag, but this is where I'm at right now. I am one mouse cursor width away from getting it.
Well, that's probably just a couple missions.
Yeah, and see that's the thing. Like I do a lot of solo grinding of those missions. Whenever I'm on my own, because I want to get the 90k missions unlocked for everybody. But it just takes so long to get there.
It does.
All right, let's see. Who's that helping me?
That's me.
Okay. If you want to do full power, I'll modulate.
Okay. You want to turn off your headlights?
Do that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. The UI is so much cleaner.
Yeah.
it, it's probably why you're asking me to do it.
Yep.
I'm backing
Going
off now.
green.
Okay, I'm at 15% in holding.
Great. It looks pretty stable.
All right. So Max, I don't know if you've noticed this, but if you want to be a little faster with scanning stuff, the first thing that will pop up when you're trying to figure out what a rock is comprised of will be the power bar for the charge levels. And if you see that it's any good size green thing, that's pretty much a good indicator to tell you that there's very little quantanium in there.
Okay.
At that point, it comes down to looking for the ones that have those skinny green bars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if you want to turn off your headlights, that'd be good. I have seen the light.
The light is dark. Wait.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it. I was an adult before I saw the sun, and it was blinding. Something like that. I'm sure I got a few of those words wrong.
Yeah.
Can somebody mine the one I'm trying to mine right now? It's not really that
Yeah,
ideal for my laser.
Yeah.
I got it.
Your laser's not going to be much good at them. I'm kidding. Okay, so whose find was this one?
That
Mine.
was Max
All
again.
right, Max gets another one. Cool.
I wonder how close Max is with all this to just straight up buying a prospector today.
How much are they?
2 mil.
They're over 2 million, just a little bit.
I think like 1.5 more loads would work. That's just a really rough estimate, but
Okay. Well, that's this rock broken.
all right. Let's see.
It's not super clean breaks all around, unfortunately, but just like we said before, focus on the purest ones and then move on to the next ones.
Okay.
Let's see, where's Schlag? Schlag is a good clip away. Let's see. It shouldn't actually take that long to get to him, though. I'm coming to you, Schlag. Probably passing over some rocks as I'm getting to you. What's the pair that you're at now? What do they look like? Okay. I'm 80 out for me now.
Hey Max, are you full?
No.
Okay, I got a couple of. I got a hundo over here.
Oh, okay, good.
And
Um,
I'm trying to see if there were any other good ones. That one's pretty good.
which one?
Um, that one right there, that's a 74. Right here.
My bad. Sorry, I wasn't looking again.
Turn off your lights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to see the UI with the lights off. That's why we keep saying that.
Yeah. And it's easier to see where my lasers are pointing.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything.
Yeah, part of it's underground. So,
Oh, yeah, okay, I got it.
you
I
see it?
think. Um,
Yeah, I think you got it.
okay.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think that was
yes.
all the stuff I had over here.
Okay.
Everything worth taking, at least.
Yeah, there's nothing really else.
Oh, wait, there's another one I'm going to break. I got
How
a
much?
42% on a 400 mass little
Yeah.
guy
Okay.
over here.
See, you said 250. Okay, I'll check out this other one real quick just to see what it is.
Why did it just say power critical?
Because the power on this rock hit the critical level.
Yeah, that's what it says when you jump into the red.
Yeah. And I jumped
Okay.
into the red for a little bit.
Um,
Yeah, that one right there. That's a 70.
Okay, so the other pair is 10% 3K. So I'm coming back to you, Schlag.
Oh, yeah. Good catch. Okay.
I think
No,
that's
but that's absolutely it. I mean, there's this one that's just 1% quantity, but that's just not worth it.
okay. There was one more that was like 20%.
Schlag, do you mean to say that we keep our chief financial officer pretty well funded?
Oh, there's 100% right here.
That's why people should join OGE. I mean, I can see two ways of interpreting what you just said. One of them being that the more people that join, the more people can send you cash. The other one being that, oh yeah, we're a cooperative organization, so you should totally join so that you can have a good time. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Okay, I'm just adding my laser to give you some buffs.
Okay, Max is on his way.
Yep.
Okay. I just realized as I was spamming the scanning, I wasn't in 360 mode, so I was only scanning 2 degrees. So if you guys were working towards us, I probably missed quite a few rocks.
Um. Okay, I have about 25 SU of quantanium.
25 is not bad.
Yeah.
I wonder what the new system's gonna bring for mining. Like,
The new cargo system?
nah, the new like system itself. Like,
Oh, Pyro.
yeah, Pyro. I forget the name.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
It could be interesting. Like, potentially even like a new resource.
Potentially. Yeah. They could change a lot of things.
If they wanted to incentivize mining, that they would have to give out enough of an incentive to overcome the risk with PvP. Because that's kind of what Pyro is branded as, is like a PvP haven.
Yeah. But I mean, it was settled by a mining company.
So maybe every quant rock is above 50% there. None of this 5%, 2%. Just everything is a gold mine.
Okay, I'm just making my way slowly to DU, Schlag, and McCool, and kind of scanning on my way.
Okay.
Okay, that scared the crap out of me. Okay, I get it. The yellow light just came up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Ugh. Is this gonna go off like every 5 seconds like this?
Yep.
Nice.
It's like a seatbelt alarm. It works by annoying you.
Not like I can do much. I'm not like purposefully not landing here. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna start scooping then. Let's see, is there any hundos? Should start with those. Um, Another optimization trick, if you're in extraction mode and you see that the resistance pops above 10, or the instability, I mean, that's a pretty good indicator that you're probably over a high value quantanium rock that you should pick up.
All right.
Yeah.
Trying to be as speedy as possible. That's the trick.
Why are there so many types of mining though?
Gameplay variety. Um, it also offers different entry points for price, because you can just buy a mining tool, and you can do hand mining and makes some pretty sizable side change when you go splunking in a cave, for instance, right?
Mm.
So if you're doing a cave mission that would typically only give you like 30,000, you can turn that into well over 100k profit if you get lucky and find some good rocks there.
Yeah.
Are you talking
This-
about different kinds of materials or the different sizes of mining nodes? Yeah, eventually the other materials will be useful in some way, sure. You'll need them to, uh, economic nodes will need them to build ships and produce.
Is a CS. Is that like 1,000 CSU SCU equals 1 SCU?
It's
Yeah,
100.
centi SCU are 100 to an SCU.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like centimeter to meter. Which I think that's probably what that C means is centi.
Yes.
Okay, I got 29 SCU of cargo. There is one more on my location. I don't know if anyone's close enough to be able to take that. But it's only like the one more rock.
What happens to the inert materials? Do they just disappear?
Yeah, they get started.
Yeah, they can't be refined. There's nothing valuable that comes out of them. If you buy filter modules, you can make it so that your ship doesn't pick up as much of it either.
But those are very expensive, and I don't think they're really worth it.
How expensive are they?
Um, I think the really good ones are like 50,000 or
Oh, okay.
150,000, and you
Isn't
can
there
put
like
three of them on.
okay, yeah. Isn't there like a new ship that has a refinery like on board?
Expanse. It's been announced, but it's not implemented yet.
Yep, it is
And what will
incoming.
that do? That will just like will your stuff be refined there or will it just like make so that the quantanium won't explode?
Yeah, it saves the
Um,
trip back to the refinery. You can have that ship come out with you, and you can use it as a mobile refinery.
Oh, okay. So you can't mine
No,
with
no,
it?
it can't
Oh.
mine. It's a refinery ship, so um, the use case would probably be something like one of us would be flying it, scouting ahead for rocks, and the other people would be mining and then dropping it off at the expanse.
Mm-hmm.
And then that way we don't have to pay refinery prices. We don't have to make the trip back to the refinery, and it can then be put into a cargo ship to be sold directly from that ship.
Yeah.
all right.
That is a good one. 4.9 at 41. 4.5 at 26. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's that should be over two solid loads.
that is definitely it's well over one load.
Yeah,
Depends on how pure it is, but it's probably over two. I don't know if it's going to be worth it for a third, but okay, I'll be there in about 20 seconds. Oh, yeah. I've dropped down to 1 for 10%.
Look cool. You look pretty bored waiting to get to the space station.
Oh, you can you tell?
Yeah, he's just like shooting so many lasers.
Yeah. Boredom is really dangerous in Star Citizen if you think about it.
Oh yeah.
Like that
Yeah,
was negligent discharge straight into nether regions of space. It's gonna hit something eventually.
I've made that mistake. I was really bored doing cargo. I had like 400K of cargo on. I was like, I'm kind of bored right now. So I opened my phone, started scrolling, and then second I know it, a loud boom happened to my headphones. Like, what was that? And that was the end of my cargo.
Yep.
Put it at 50 and then drop it down to 0 when we hit green. Oh, okay.
Attention, cargo losing stability. Open the door. So I do
All right, I'll
have
continue. Sorry.
I do have something pretty exciting coming to the channel soon. I finished up the Bullpup 2.0 project that I've been working on. So for anyone that watches my channel and does any airsofting and 3D printing, that'll be a new kit that I'll be releasing on Etsy and Colts soon.
Cool.
Yeah, my first one was the BR-75 from Halo Infinite. So this one isn't based off of any video game rifles, but it's a lot more comfortable to use and work with. Uses a lot of standard off-the-shelf parts for the like it uses AR-15 pistol grips, AR-15 style rail kits, and it has an adjustable stock that's pretty easy to build and put together. So I'm pretty proud of it.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that'll go for the same price as the other kit for the BR. I think I'm going to set it at $25 for the file pack. So anyone that's interested can buy that. So just by way of an informal announcement, I'll be putting out some more exciting videos with it in the near future now that it's finished. You ever think about like what you put your character through, as far as like physical limitations? For instance, I'm running to the refinery, right? There's a small flight of stairs. It's probably like 8 steps, which isn't. I mean, it's not a super huge height, but still, if I were to try to jump 8 steps, I'd get to the bottom and my knees would just be killing me. And my shins would probably be screaming too.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I'm really rough on my character now that I think about it.
Also, you're running through a room that's probably like, who knows how many degrees? It's probably like 100 degrees in there, because
Yeah, all these active
the
smelters.
yeah, there's no way that you can cool that thing down.
Yeah. And I'm jumping on to metal steps, right? So there's no cushioning effect of that jumping either.
Yet, says Schlag, you die running up the stairs.
Yep.
Not jumping down them. Not from running too long in a hot room. Running up the stairs.
It's always the silliest things that are the most buggy in this game. And let's not forget getting stuck on a rock and doing that perfect ballet tiptoe position as you can't move to get yourself out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and also the running down the stairs and apparently breaking both of your legs and pretty much just killing yourself in the process.
Well, see, that
That's
would
my
make
favorite.
more sense than running up the stairs and dying, though. That's the thing.
True. But I mean, breaking both legs just from like casually walking down a staircase, I don't think that's, that
Yeah.
realistic.
No.
Well, and those gurneys, I mean, a gurney is supposed to convey you to a place of healing, right? Like you're supposed to get to the hospital in a gurney. But the gurney is just as likely to take you out itself.
And it's a lot of times in the space stations, they're blocking the way to my room. Like, you're here to save lives, not to take them.
Yeah. Gurneys will shove you through the floor. They'll just straight up cut you in half.
You were supposed to save the lives of star citizens, not end them.
There we go. I hate you.
That was a perfect voice.
Have you guys been watching Kenobi?
Oh,
I
it's
haven't.
daytime now.
I haven't been a fan so much of Leia's character so far, just because I feel like I should expect more out of a kid her age, which seems kind of rough to say, but she's like causing most of the major issues. And so it's just
By being mischievous or by being dumb?
they're trying to make it seem like she's mischievous and that's what causes the issues, but it's actually just that she does really dumb things. Right? So without giving too much away, because I don't want to go too much into spoilers, but Leia needs Obi-Wan to rescue her. Right?
Uh-huh.
Obi-Wan shows up to rescue her. She doesn't know who he is, but he identifies himself as, I'm friends of your father. He sent me here to rescue you. You need to come with me. And basically tells her that, right?
Yeah.
And she was previously being held by some pretty nefarious individuals who were clearly bad guys. And she at one point says, you keep lying to, because like he's a Jedi, right? If he reveals everything about who he is, it's gonna get them both killed. So he doesn't tell her that he can use the Force. He doesn't tell her that he's a Jedi. He doesn't tell her any of that stuff because she doesn't need to know. But she starts to clue in on it anyways, and so she's like, you keep lying to me. How do I know you're not the real kidnapper? And she runs away from him. And it's just like, well,
You know what the real kidnappers look like.
yeah, like they were definitely a lot meaner than I am, kid. And so he goes chasing her across this entire town while inquisitors are hot on their heels, and so are a bunch of other people looking for them. And it's like, kid, use your brain.
I've literally flown around like the whole area around this, and there's nothing else. What's the next location, if there's one?
Whichever location you find, that's the one.
But like, is there another optimal quantum warp place?
Yeah, we don't know. This is the one we're working on right now.
It's not so much about finding a good quantum point. It's you really just kind of pick a point and you just see what's in the area. Because you're going to find something eventually. But it is cool seeing Obi-Wan and Darth Vader face off. I won't go into any of the details about that because that would definitely be spoilers. But I think people obviously know that they are going to cross paths at some point.
Well, they gotta.
Yeah, it's kind of like the main marketing material: Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader. But like Hayden Christensen is the guy in the suit, but he's not necessarily the guy voicing Darth Vader.
Right,
Like,
because that would be weird.
yeah, well, they've got a
James Earl Jones is getting old.
yeah, he's 91.
Yeah. I'm amazed he's lasted this long.
Yeah, it's I mean good for him, you know.
Yeah.
But he's not voicing it either.
Well,
It seems that it's a kind of AI program that is approximating James Earl Jones's voice.
okay.
So it's really cool, but it does kind of make me wonder, well, what is Hayden Christensen doing? Because I know a big part of this was, his return to the character, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, well, you're in the suit, but we don't ever see your face because of the suit. It's not your voice, and when we do see your face, you look like silly putty because you've been burned so much.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, all right. Glad you're back, Hayden.
Yeah.
And I actually always really liked the prequel trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Those were kind of made for my childhood, so I didn't hate on them as much as other people did. I'm not a fan of the sequel trilogy, but I know Hayden got a lot of flack for his involvement with the prequels. A lot of people
Yeah.
weren't too happy about them.
He was involved with a lot of the parts that weren't very good, even though none of it was his fault.
Yeah. And I've watched George Lucas talk about this. He has that quote, poor Hayden.
Yeah.
He gave a great performance. They just don't like the characters. And
Yeah. They don't like the writing.
yeah. And it's kind of a tough part because I do think like Lucas had some pretty corny lines in there a lot of the time. But at the same time, I also like look back at stuff that I've said in my own life, and it's like that's pretty corny there, dude. you know?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, and um, and for my part, I liked the prequels. Um, I can't say I was a giant prequel fan, but they were fun. They were good, and they belonged in Star Wars. Um, and yeah, but you weren't given a budget and time to plan what you were saying when you were saying all those corny things. That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Um, but and definitely there were definitely some questionable decisions in uh, in the prequel Star Wars prequels. They did take some risks. Some of those did not pan out at all.
Yeah.
Some of them just some of those risks just were not worth ended up not worth taking. You know, or I should say they didn't pay off. Right.
Yeah.
Um,
Think
Even though it was good that somebody found out, that the CG really wasn't there yet to do what they were trying to do, but they pushed it. They made it get better. The CGI got all of the CG stuff got way better between those movies.
yeah.
Uh, like if you compare some of the stuff from the Phantom Menace to the later two movies, like you see massive improvements. Um,
Very
you-
unlucky here.
Well, and I
Not
also
lie.
remember seeing a featurette talking about how The Phantom Menace was the first movie shot in 1080p digital. And
yeah.
1080p, huge step up for the home theater.
Uh-huh.
But when you put that on a projector screen in a theater, they had some issues.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, and George Lucas is a lot like James Cameron that way, in that he always loved to push the technology of filmmaking and of effects making.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's probably pretty safe to say that a lot of the advancements that we enjoy now are because there are a lot of rough movies that came out with effects that weren't quite up to scratch at the time.
Yeah. Yeah. And Industrial Light and Magic was always a great pioneer for those
Yeah.
things. Uh,
And I mean, if you look at the like Mandalorian has, I think, some of the best visuals ever, especially when you consider that it's a TV series and we're used to very corny effects on TV series. And it's basically a merging of the old school and the new school
yeah.
because they're using real models for a lot of the processes. And then instead of using a blue screen or a green screen, they've got the void, I think they call it, that projects the right colored light onto the actors to make it look like they fit seamlessly into their environments. And it's
Cool.
absolutely mesmerizing how immersive it is.
Yeah, and in order to get there, we needed a Dax's Diner, where
Yeah.
you know, where we saw the CGI and we're like, you know what? That's on 1080p. That doesn't look as good as we were thinking.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of the effects in those prequels at lower resolutions would have looked just fine.
Yeah. And, they don't often get a lot of time to look at the high res version of what their work is going to look like because it takes a lot of time to render out scenes like that. So you're usually going to be working at a lower resolution than what the final product will be.
And it took a lot longer then. Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a lot of discovery going on, a lot of technology being made. There were
And
some definite bad decisions, uh, but on the whole, they were good and they belonged in Star Wars. Each of movie, like when that title crawl finished, you felt like you knew which Star War was going on today,
yeah.
was going on in that movie, and you set up sides to each conflict that were like cool and had styles and had character to them. right?
Yeah.
Like, um, when I play Star Wars games, uh, there's the Rebels and there's the Imperials, but you can also play the clones and you can play the droids. And one of the things I hated about the sequel trilogy, the sequel Star Wars, is that they never really did that with their conflicts. The Resistance never got its own character aside from being just the Rebellion Plus, you know?
Yeah, it didn't have the same unique feel to it. It felt like a rehash of the original trilogy, but not
Yeah,
as good.
it was just a continuation of the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah,
And I mean,
and
that's the style, but it didn't really help to solidify that as a very separate entity, you know?
yeah. Well, and Lucas had a plan for a sequel trilogy, and it would have been a lot different. And they just kind of
Yeah, it was the
scrapped the
Mandalorian.
idea entirely.
It was basically, they resurrected it in the Mandalorian.
Yeah, pretty much. Which, have you
I
heard the
think
theory that The Mandalorian is essentially a retcon for the entire sequel trilogy?
I have not, but that sounds good. I would accept that. I
All
think a
right.
lot of Star Wars fans would accept that.
Yeah, let me walk you through it, okay?
All
Did you
right.
ever watch Star Wars Rebels?
I didn't.
Okay. So one of the critical scenes in Star Wars Rebels is Ahsoka is saved by the main character who uses basically a time portal to get to a force nexus that connects different time periods.
Okay.
Okay. So Ahsoka only lives in Star Wars Rebels because she is saved by the main character of Rebels. Okay.
Okay.
With that known, you then look at some of the things that happen in the sequel trilogy. Snoke is a rough prototype of a clone of Palpatine,
Okay.
and they're trying to extract the midichlorians from Grogu to make force-sensitive clones.
Okay.
Okay? So the idea is the sequel trilogy is what would have happened if Ahsoka is not saved in Rebels. And there's a couple other details to support it.
Oh.
One of the big ones being we've seen that Grogu is Luke's first trainee, right? Or we've seen that Grogu is taken on as Luke's apprentice several years before Ben Solo comes into the picture. And so in the sequel trilogy, we're told that Ben was Luke's first apprentice. So if Grogu is currently Luke's first apprentice, that's not possible. You can only have one first, right?
Right.
And so the idea here is that, okay, well, in this timeline, Grogu is Luke's first apprentice, and then Ben has the benefit of a Luke Skywalker who is a little bit more calm and not as likely to chop your hand off.
Okay.
And so you start looking at all these different pieces, and it starts to feel like Mandalorian is basically a giant retcon. And you're
Yeah.
left with the possibility of imagining that the sequels never happened.
Okay.
This is the way, exactly.
That's
And
really tough to do like a soft retcon like that.
yeah. And, I don't know that they'll ever really do a hard retcon, because that would be that they have to redo the sequel trilogy entirely.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people would be happy if they did that too.
Well, it depends on how those movies came out. Because if they sucked too, then
Yeah, that'd be the final
they'd
nail in the
lose,
coffin.
they would lose all the goodwill that they ever gained by doing anything.
That they
Yeah.
would.
Yeah, it was tough thing about a lot of movies is that the actors are the face of the movie. And a lot of times, if the movie is not very good for reasons that are totally out of the actor's hands, people will still get mad at the actor for it.
Yeah, like Jar Jar Binks, that guy had a real rough go of things.
Oh, yeah. Because the character was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, he was supposed to be comedic relief, but it was
Right.
it was just a little too over the top for a lot of people's tastes. And
Yeah.
so he just got ripped apart. I feel really bad for the guy because no one should be treated like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And this was, I mean,
Hey,
Like too
A&M's
far away
back
from
on the stream. How you doing?
Are we like too far away from mountains for it to really be spawning?
I'm getting some stuff spawning. I just haven't
I
gotten
haven't
anything
got,
good yet.
I haven't gotten like any veins. I've gotten like two luckily,
Have we
but
cleared out
nothing.
Lyria?
no, we haven't cleared out Larry.
And so, as I've been thinking about the character Anakin Skywalker, you also got to remember he needs to go from a Jedi Knight of the Order to
Uh-huh.
Sith Lord in the space of 3 movies,
Yeah,
right? That's a pretty tough ask.
it
And
is.
I think his performance was actually really good. And you can
Yeah.
even forgive a lot of the corny dialogue when you keep that in perspective and kind of look into a lot of the things that just can't really make it onto the screen. Because, I mean, he's taken from his family as like a 10-year-old, right?
Yeah.
He loves his mom. He's telling the Jedi Knights around him, "Hey, I'm seeing these visions of my mom like in pain. It's kind of freaking me out." And rather than do anything about it, they just say, you need to set aside your feelings. You need to not focus on attachments. You need to set all that aside, right?
Yeah.
And then his mom dies.
Yeah.
And she dies and he knows that he had the power all that time to stop it from happening. If he had been able to get there a day before, she would have been okay. But because he was adhering to the dogmatic Jedi Order, she died. And so that gives him a really good reason as a character when you take a step back and kind of analyze how would you feel in that instance.
Yeah.
Probably want to tear the whole thing down.
Probably.
I'm like a stunt pilot right now, like just pretty much zooming on the surface, like maybe less than 100 meters. Restricted area? What the?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
and
probably getting close to a bunker.
yeah, or the private property area, which is a illegal area. And then, yeah, just like Schlag is saying, the Clone Wars goes more into it because you also see that Ahsoka is basically burned by the Jedi Order as well. And they had become a political entity more than they were a Jedi entity. They had really kind of lost their way. And even, like, you go back to Qui Gon Jinn, he recognized that. And that's why he was never made a council member. He was a Jedi Master, but not sitting on the council because he didn't agree with a lot of what they were doing.
Yeah.
I am getting close to a Shubin processing facility. That's it.
So there's a lot of details like that that you can't really convey on screen too well. And it all serves as like the basis for why Anakin would logically end up as a Sith as a consequence of how the Jedi Order had failed him on so many counts.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you get to his confrontation with Mace Windu, It's Mace Windu versus the only guy in that building who's ever been really nice to him, because Palpatine was essentially a father figure to him in the absence of actually having one. And he's also saying that he can help you save your wife. So, do you save the guy who has never really liked you anyways, or do you save the guy who says he can save your wife?
Yeah.
That's a real tough call there. I don't know what I'd do.
Yeah.
Dog and Vader, where are you guys?
I
Searching.
am close to the North Pole.
Okay, you guys are looking as well.
I'm like 180 clicks from you.
We cleared Lyria.
Oh, if you haven't had the chance, Vader, I know Clone Wars seems like a kids show, but it does actually do quite a lot to fill in a lot of the missing details about Anakin's character.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, Clone Wars is good.
Then there's Rebels is also really good and adds a lot of the lore that would come in handy in future movies.
Alright, just quantum warp to some random place. I'm just gonna, I don't know.
You guys having issues where you can't scan some of these rocks?
Yeah. I had that exact issue with a bunch of rocks. Well, I just found a nice little node.
Thanks, Schlag. I didn't have the YouTube chat up. I am doing fantastic A&M. As you can hear, we're nerding out about Star Wars. So you got to tell us what's your favorite trilogy, and then what's your favorite character within that trilogy.
Kind of painful to listen to as somebody who's never watched Star Wars before.
Oh, Max, you're out of the org instantly. That is all three strikes rolled into one. That is unforgivable.
My struck with the hammer reason, not a Star Wars enjoyer.
I'm gonna put a plaque on the Discord in like a pinned message. Like, here lies Max with Du Bois, who fell from grace when he told us that he's never seen Star Wars.
I have permission to use my lines.
And do not start this with me. You cannot pick Star Trek when I specifically told you what trilogy of Star Wars you had to pick.
The A&M is on my side.
Gosh, see, I'm not a Star Trek hater. Okay, my only experience with Star Trek is the movies.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
the most recent ones. I've never actually seen the
Oh.
series, but like you can't start a civil war like that. A&M when when I just said pick a trilogy of Star Wars.
Okay, who's
I did
close?
watch Top Gun today for the first time. Like the
Oh,
original
which
one.
the original one? Have you seen the newest one?
Nah, that's what I was gonna do. I'm gonna go next weekend to see the new one.
Cool, I need you over here. It looks like
Okay.
you're closest.
All right. Where are you? Yeah, where are you?
Like 150 clicks away from you.
Okay, I got your heading now. Okay, and you have homework. You got Well, you've got 7 movies you need to watch. The prequel trilogy, the
Uh-huh.
Oh
original
my god.
trilogy, and Rogue
7
One.
movies.
Yeah.
Why is there a place called the Orphanage on here? That's kind of. Why is there just the Orphanage? What is
Uh,
that?
It's a drug
because if
house,
it's
isn't
called the
it?
drug lab, then it would get shut down.
Yeah. Well, A&M. This is an invitation to enrich your knowledge, to become more cultured. It
Oh
was
wow, it
okay.
is.
Rogue One was a fantastic movie.
All right, so it was a. It's
Rogue One is
actually a drug
probably my
house.
favorite movie outside the original trilogy
Why would you name a drug house the Orphanage? That's just
because if it
wrong.
was called the Drug House, it would get shut down.
True.
Sunnyside has its time and place. But if you haven't seen Star Wars, you can't just write it off like that. You have to get Star Wars done first, and then you can watch things you want to watch.
It'll be AFK in a few seconds.
Okay, I am 90K away from you. Yeah, the scene at the end of Rogue One where Darth Vader is tearing through the Tantive 4, that is like the best depiction ever of Darth Vader. It makes you so scared of him. And then you actually get to see the Death Star fire off multiple times and the absolute destruction that it can reap. Oh, yeah, sorry. Spoiler alert. Darth Vader's in Rogue One, and he's really scary. Yeah, the single reactor detonation. Man, Rogue One had some fantastic effects, and it really made you fearful for the success of the rebellion, which is tough to do because you know how the story of Rogue One ends. Like, the plans end up in Leia's hands. You know from the outset that that's what has to happen, but you watch Rogue One and you're not so sure.
Okay, I'm back.
All right, I am 25K away from you now. It looks like Max has caught up with you too.
Yeah, we're gonna break this rock, and then I'm gonna have to split so that I can take care of my girls and go to bed.
Who needs to sleep?
Yeah, bro, it's literally 2:30 a.m. right here. Like, come on.
2:30 for you. Are you on East Coast time?
Yeah.
Okay, this is probably my last rock of the night too.
Okay.
Man,
Do
y'all are
my
lame. It's
turn and
only 12
burn.
o'clock for you. Come on. Come on now.
I gotta get to church in the morning, man. It's Sunday.
Yeah.
True.
I have to. I have to purify my soul, especially after someone hops into my chat and starts a civil war between Trekkies and Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
I have to cleanse myself of these unwashed masses.
I'm drawing with my mining laser.
Ow!
Whose child is that?
See, A&M, you pick a really bad time to say that because we just talked about how the actor for Jar Jar really got a bad rap. And so I don't feel like I can, in good conscience, say anything bad about that character now without making it seem like a total retraction of the good graces I had just expressed.
Lance, is that your kid? I hear something in the mic. I'm just confused.
Yeah, that's my 3-year-old. She's
up at 12 a.m.
That's her. She's babbling adorably.
What time is it there?
It's about midnight.
And she's up at midnight.
Yep. She got up. We
Oh,
put her to bed a while ago.
Okay.
She got up.
I was about to say, she let her stay up. Man, she's already got a messed up sleep schedule.
It's not so much a let her stay up.
Kids can be pretty strong-willed when it comes to sleep time.
Yeah, more of a we can't actually make her go to sleep, and chloroform is unconscionable. So,
And I think that's a pretty good guess there.
yeah.
I remember I used to stick a towel under my bed, or under the door, you know, where the light would come through. And so that way I could turn my light on and I could play with my Legos well past my bedtime without my parents cluing in. I'm sure my parents were smarter than that gives them credit for. I'm sure a lot of it came down to whatever, he's quiet, just let him play.
Yeah.
Who are you referring to as that other guy? Is he talking about me?
Oh, he's definitely talking about you. You're definitely showing that you don't have kids if you're judging another parents and their sleep schedule.
I never judged anybody.
It sounded kind of judgy.
All right.
That's okay, though. Your time will come.
I'm sure your 3-year-old will just go to sleep whenever you tell her to go to sleep.
Yep.
They're never going to take their diaper off in the middle of the store and fling it around like a lasso.
Hey man, I'm just saying I was a good kid. I never stayed up to 12 a.m. to my knowledge. To my knowledge.
Yeah, nice disclaimer there. I remember one time we had my sister's third grade teacher. She was probably one of my sister's favorite people on the planet. So we had her over for dinner during summer break one time, and our neighbor's kid, 3-year-old, or maybe 3 is too old for what I'm thinking. Young enough to still be in Pampers, so whatever age that is, because admittedly I don't know. But when the third grade teacher arrives, this kid is swinging from the open windowsill of our neighbor's house, like a jungle gym, and he is buck naked. And it's just kind of like, we are very sorry about that. Obviously, we have no control over those kids. Those ones were pretty wild children. They would they would play in the street basically at all hours, and they would just give you this deer in the headlights expression when you're trying to drive past them and they're not moving out of the street.
Bro, this game is so beautiful though. Like, I don't know, just like sitting here and looking at the sun too.
Yeah, well, were you? Yeah,
Yeah, the
the
green
blue
sunset.
sunset. Yeah, you knew what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. You were there.
Yeah, you've mentioned that a lot. Oh.
Well, it was just so cool. I mean, what
I
other
know, it
game
was
is gonna create a
yeah.
blue sunset? I mean, I've never even thought of something like that before.
Yeah. Does it do anything if you shoot the rocks?
No, it just annoys the people mining the rocks. Okay, there we go.
Oh, Lance left? Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's taking care of his young one, his youngling, which people that have seen Star Wars would know that that's a reference to what they call the young Jedi trainees.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, because I've watched Star Wars before, definitely know that reference. Yep, got that one. Definitely.
Yep. If we stream again and you haven't seen it, I'm gonna have to fulfill my
I'm not
promise,
gonna
and I'm gonna
watch
have
like
to.
20 like movies in like a week.
I'm only asking for 7. It's not
7,
20.
oh my god. I watch like I'm not even no joke. I watch like a movie per 5 months. I never watch movies ever.
Well, it's just, like I said, your membership is on the line.
Hmm. Don't you want members?
I want good members.
Ah, it's kind of mean, don't you think?
Well, much like being a parent, being a leader, you have to have a strong hand sometimes. Sometimes that means sorting through the wheat and the chaff, to use a biblical analogy. It,
Uh, um,
your ship
I
just
just,
broke.
I know. I didn't mean to do that. There was no green indicator there. Oh, it's because it wasn't big enough to mine. Okay, yeah. My bad. Again. Is there even quantanium in there?
Yeah, there's lots of quantanium here.
Oh yeah, there is. Okay. Oops. Shields down. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah,
Where did we take damage? Oh
I
wow.
think your
Okay, we
ship
took a
is
lot
done
of
for the
damage.
night.
We took a lot of damage. I can't see. Oh, okay. Like all of our tanks are gone. Is that normal or do they expand?
Nope, that's not normal. You are damaged. You can't pick anything up right now.
Oh
You're
wow.
gonna have
Okay.
to. You're gonna have to hope that you can get to the station to repair, if that's what you want to do. You might find it's kind of interesting getting there.
Ooh, it scared me. I thought the clouds were the ground. What do you mean that's interesting to get there? I'll be fine.
Depending on the damage, you might not have engines,
I have engines, yeah.
or you might not have
Legit.
enough power to power your quantum drive.
Oh no. Oh no. This is taking a while. Okay, so my shield generator's down. Man, alright.
I think
So
this is karma, really.
did my bags just explode? Because they look like they're supposed to expand. I guess not.
No, the expansion doesn't work yet, so they are just static objects right now. They're gone.
Okay. Like it says I took a lot of damage, but there's no like visible damage right now.
Well, your bags are gone. That's damage.
Okay. I guess so. Okay, I've been sitting here for like 2 minutes and it's only at 60%. I needed to go refuel anyways. I'll probably just like crash it and claim it, I guess.
You don't need to crash it. You can just leave it off the landing pad.
Yeah. Man, I don't graphics of this game, bro.
This game
Schlog's
definitely
still
has no
here?
shortage of sites. Yeah, he's here. He's just not able to communicate over Discord very well, so he's been typing stuff in party chat.
Okay. Oh no, the calibration. I should have kept calibrating to before. Oh no.
Have fun. Yeah, this is all just karma, Max. This is the game telling you that you need to watch Star Wars,
You were
especially
about to
since
say
it's
Star
so
Citizen.
influential for the development of Star Citizen.
It kind of just seems kind of boring to me. I don't know. Like, what's so
Engagement
special
cool.
about it?
He's just trying to get under your skin. It's only the single most influential science fiction IP in human history. I mean,
My family like isn't any Star Wars. Nobody talks about it with me, so I don't really have like any reason to watch it other than my membership, I guess, at this org. But
it's a pretty big deal. Membership comes with a lot of perks, such as being able to get a whole mining night going.
True. I just got an alert that my power plant is probably at like 1% right now. Just got an alert for it.
All right. Well, thanks, Schlag, for hanging out. I think I'm probably going to cut the stream and go to bed myself after I drop off this load. But before we go, we should try and tally up the totals for what we mined. So just take a look at your refinery screen and see how much mass you have there refining.
I didn't get too much. I mean, yeah, I think I got like a maybe 1.5, which is pretty good. Obviously, it's kind of hard.
1.5 million worth of AUC, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So that'd be like
Power plant
6 loads.
Yeah, I think I had like 5.
8,701 units from Schlag. So that would be, it's like 2.5 loads that Schlag's talking about. I think I've got 2.5 loads with this one. And did Vader took some back to Station 2, right?
Power low, thanks a lot. Major torque imbalance.
Okay. So Schlag on his own has 765,000 AUEC worth of cargo.
Okay.
Yeah, I think our next stream will probably have to be a follow up of this to do like the selling side. So we'll probably do a stream in a couple days after everything's been able to refine, and then we can start off by selling everything we've mined, and then
Like a parade
well
of
then we could do something like mercenary work or bounty hunting.
All right, I'm happy to say that I've successfully made it down onto the pad. Almost. I'm about to touch down. Right, there we go. I've made it. Oh, of course they're scanning me now. Let's see how much it costs to repair this. 2.3, 2.8K, okay. You know, since I'm done with the day, I'm not gonna pay for fuel. I'll just reclaim it.
Yeah, might as well.
I mean, it's like 10 minutes. I'm not gonna be on for another 10 hours, so if at all that. How far away from the pad do I have to take it? Okay, they said please visit again.
You just you don't need to be far away from it at all.
All right. All right. Are you advertising and
Gotta
oh
pump
yeah,
that
okay.
stock.
Yes, sir, you already know the grind. Does the prospector actually have an airlock on it? No, it doesn't.
See, I like mercenary work because you don't need any special ship for it. A lot of people coming to this game come from first-person shooters, so it's the most familiar to them.
Yeah, there's not really any concepts to be learned. Or like unique systems, I guess.
Oh, geez, I just did a pretty big blunder for spelling Phasmiliar.
Let me see that if you come. It's fast million. Oh man, you hate to see every ship unclaimable.
Yep. Is that what you're having right now?
Yo,
Dang.
because I've never been to Bajini Point, so I don't really. I've been there like once.
Oh, well, like you can claim it, you can't retrieve it right now.
Yeah. Then when I click claim, it gives me some random vehicle to claim. Are there other ways? Oh, somebody's getting blown to shreds here. Thousands. Oh, there we go. Delivery. Yeah, that was a big mistake. Delivery.
Nami, do you have faith in the game and the devs? Yes, I do. There's a couple things to consider there. One, a big part of the frustration that comes with Star Citizen isn't so much to do with the pace of development, but has a lot to do with the fact that we're seeing behind the curtain. So take Grand Theft Auto, for instance. That game was in development for several years before it actually was released to the public. But because it didn't go through any kind of alpha or beta state, it was released as a full game. That's all people really see of the development process. This game has been in development for a long time now, but we've been along for the ride the whole time. And so that makes it quite a bit tougher to feel content with the speed, because you're seeing how long it's taking, and that feels like it's taking forever. But when you really take into account how long AAA games typically take, we're really not that far off. There's also a lot of 3D open world GTA 3.
Is there a specific like Discord link that we have, or is it just like invite your own, create your own?
Just like send them an invite, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see, where was I? They're also creating a lot of technologies that don't exist in games otherwise. And one of them that is really fundamental is the fact that this works on a 64-bit coordinate system. So most games are built on a 32-bit coordinate system, and that means that you're limited to basically games that are like other open worlds. Those kind of represent the max size of both small detail that you can get and maximum size that you can get. By having a 64-bit system, it enables you to get insane details. Like I can walk up to this chair and I can see stitching patterns on it, right? That's a pretty small detail. But then I also just completed a trip that was 2 million kilometers long, which, to have those two senses of scale, both the microscopic and the macroscopic at the same time, that's not possible with other technologies. So there's a lot of skeletal work going into the technology side of things that do take a long time because it's never been attempted in games elsewhere. You also have things like server meshing, which have taken a lot longer than they initially anticipated. And then you have the massive increase in scale from what we were originally promised. When Star Citizen was first introduced as a concept, it was just going to be essentially Arena Commander. It was just going to be a flight simmer for doing space battles, but it's grown to be much more than that. It's this whole open world experience where, just like Schlag is talking about here, you can do leisure parties in an 890 jump. You can have players crew up to do mining. There's all these different kinds of experiences. I think the current state of the alpha is proof enough that the game will get finished at some point. I know a lot of people are frustrated with the pace at which that's happening, but I think even now it's a good game to play, and I think it's worth getting started in. And it's really only uphill from here. And more so now than ever before, I feel like we're on the verge of something really great as far as substantial increases to the vision and the realization of some promises that were made years ago. And they're talking about how by the mid 2023, they're planning on having server meshing working. So once that is in place, this game will basically be unleashed to really grow to its full size. That's one of the major things holding it back at the moment. So I know that that's kind of a long-winded explanation, and it's probably more than you wanted. But yes, I have faith in the game and in the devs that it will get done. And when it gets done, it's going to be a great game. It's already a great game. It's just going to be even better. So does that answer your question?
Oh
As soon as the
all that
PU
was
is
response
released,
to
what
one
plan do you have with your organization and friends, and what ship would you use first? So I think to clarify, there are two ideas there. The PU is actually what we're playing in right now. There's PU, which is Persistent Universe, and there's PTU, which is Persistent Test Universe. The Persistent Test Universe is what they release a new build of the game so that people can test it and play with it. The PU is what we're playing in now. So it is the game as it stands. And PU in the future will refer to the whole multiplayer experience. But you can play in the PU now. As far as what ship would I use first, I am a huge fan of the Avenger Titan. I think it still costs $60 to get that. So it's a little more expensive than the $45 base entry price. But what you get with the Avenger Titan is you get 8 SCU of cargo, which means that you can do delivery missions. You get a pretty good loadout for weaponry, so you can do a good array of combat missions, including bounty hunting and things like that. And it gives you enough room to walk around that you can comfortably get other things like mercenary work done. It's got a pretty good quantum-sized drive on it, so you can jet from planet to planet. The Titan is a great ship for starters. There are a couple ships that I absolutely would not get, and that is the starter Mustang series. I do not think those are worth the investment for initial players because it doesn't have that cargo space and there's no bed. So that really kind of cuts down on your gameplay options because you're basically stuck going from station to station and doing only combat missions or FPS missions. As far as what we do with our organization and friends, this is it. Tonight we did a group mining session. We've got... Oh, I forgot to get my total count. Schlag, just make sure he watches the video. It'll teach him everything he needs to know. We just did a group mining session. We don't do this every night, but we do this. We do group play sessions almost every night, and we just have a ton of fun. We do whatever strikes our fancy at the time. So 1179 plus 2784 plus 2356. So I've got 6,319 units of quantanium refining here. We do a lot of mercenary work in our org because that's a good way for beginners to earn money. We've also been stepping into some bounty hunting. In the near future, we'll be doing an event where we try to lock down a station and do some piracy. So that'll be fun. If you check out some of our other streams, we've done a ship meet, which that was tons of fun, taking tours of some ships that you don't really get to see all that often. So if you really want to see what kinds of ships are in the game, that's a great resource. It's 5 hours long, but it's just tons of tours of ships that are pretty expensive that our players have collected, and so that's a pretty good. It's a pretty good way to get an overview of what kinds of ships are available in the game.
5 hours, man.
Yeah, we were on for a long time that night. I don't think the tours were 5 hours long, but we did the tours and then we started doing some combat missions afterwards.
Yeah.
So
I just want this.
Did I answer your question there, Konami?
I just need this guy to accept my friend request. I'm trying to help him out.
Nami, I hope you were paying attention. I'm awkwardly staring at the YouTube chat waiting for you to say that I answered your question. there we go. So if you haven't gotten the game yet, the minimum price is $45, and you don't need to spend any more than that. $45 will get you a RSI Aurora, which is still a very good starter ship. It doesn't have quite the same amount of space as the Avenger Titan, but it can still do most things, so it's still a good ship. And that $45 will get you everything you need to jump in with us, and you can use all of our more expensive ships, because we're on very frequently, and we've got a pretty dedicated player base for the small group that we are, and we love to show new players around. So if you do decide to purchase the game, just make sure you use my referral code. It's down in the description. If you do that, it will give you 5,000 bonus AUEC. It also gives me a little bit of bonus AUEC. And it also helps me work towards the goals in the referral program. So, for instance, if I can get 10 people to use my code, then I get a free ship. So that's pretty cool. Basically, all the ships that we get, we all share. So it all goes to strengthen the organization.
Do you get AUEC for referral codes?
Yeah, you do.
How much?
It's 5,000 per person that uses your referral code. And that increases your starting AUEC. So if they ever do a wipe, for instance, I will start with 5,000 more AUEC after that wipe, thanks to people using my code. Which I can show you my account right now. 5,000 AUC is really not that much compared to how much money you'll be earning, but it's something. And if you're a new player, it can be the difference between using the stock loadout on your ship versus getting maybe some new guns or buying some FPS armor and weapons. See, my character is thirsty. So am I. I can feel my lips are getting dry and my tongue is feeling heavy because I am dehydrated.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You've unlocked the achievement. Dehydrated.
Yeah, there you go. It always happens during these longer streams, especially when like the good thing about having people on the stream is that it does help my watch hours and helps me helps me grow my YouTube platform. But I need to start planning better and like having bottles of water next to me, because the more successful my stream is, the more people are talking and asking questions, and the more I have to talk. And when I don't have a water bottle next to me, that means my tongue gets really heavy. So yeah, I got that IRL dehydrate achievement unlocked.
Plus 10 gamer points.
Yeah. You know, I remember back in the Xbox 360 days, it feels like gamer score was a much bigger deal.
Yeah.
I don't feel like
nobody talks about them.
Yeah. Like, I don't have an Xbox One or Xbox Series X. I guess that's the new one, right? But I just never hear people talking about achievement points the same way that they used to.
Like, oh my gosh, I have more gamer points than you.
Saw some
Yeah, it's
people
not
say
a
bad
big
reviews on
deal
the
anymore.
game, and that made me a little bit skeptical about spending on it since I can't really get a refund if I pledge. Many bugs that prevent me on spending on it.
You can refund it first, right? Yeah.
You
You
can
can
what?
you can refund the game if you don't like it.
I don't know any details about that, so I don't want to say one way or the other because
I've tried doing it, and it does let you refund it if you want to.
okay.
You can't refund like any chips you buy, really. Like you can give them away, but you can't really fully refund them. Oh yeah, it may be store credit.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. So I'm not going to say one way or the other.
It's
In my mind, it comes down to $45.
Yeah.
If you can't, if $45 is a big deal, which I'm not making any judgment. I'm not trying to make it sound like $45 is a lot of money for a lot of people. So
Yeah,
um,
it's
you
if
know
you don't
you need
have
to look at your finances, and if $45 is something that you can say goodbye to and be happy with, then I don't think that there's much risk in the game in its current state.
Yeah.
But I think Schlag drives a pretty good point there. The amount of stuff you can do in this game versus something like COD that does charge $60 every year. I mean, look at Battlefield 2042. I paid $60 for that one, and I don't have a complete game yet, and that was never marketed as an alpha. It's supposed to be a working game. Same with Halo Infinite. I love both of those series, but the latest editions have not been up to par, and they're AAA studios. They're supposed to be top of their game, but it's not the case this time around. So it all comes down to your personal finances. If $45 is a lot for you, and you can't part with that without, potentially just saying goodbye to it, then by all means, do not get the game. But if you are at all interested in the game and $45 is a manageable price, that is the absolute maximum you have to spend. You hop in with an org like us, you'll have plenty of experience with all the bigger ships. And at that point, you can make a much more informed decision about whether you want to invest more into the game. You really don't have to. You can just play the
Yeah.
game with just the $45 upfront price. This is not a pay to win game. You can
Yeah.
absolutely earn ships in game very easily, and you can get whatever you want.
It
Yeah,
all comes
that's another
down
good point. There will be the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, IAE. That's a free play event. So if you join in during those times, you can try out the game for a week, see if you like it, make your decision at that point.
When is that? Is that like a separate event from Invictus?
Yeah, it's a separate event. It'll be later this year, probably around September, I want to say. But they always have deals going on during the free fly events, so you can really
And
get
what
in,
is
get your feet wet. It's an aerospace expo. So have you ever been to like an auto
Oh.
expo?
Yeah. They sell all the ships. Oh yeah, that sounds so much better than Invictus. Is it kind of like the same concept, like this ship this day?
Yeah, well, yeah, but with Invictus they have the military focus, so it's only the combat ships.
Yeah.
If it's an aerospace expo, it's everything that flies.
Yeah. So I get to rent the 890 jump for free.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what I was so excited about for Invictus, and I was like, man, it's only military ships.
If
It
Squadron
kind of makes
42
sense though
is
how
released
it's
and I can see
only.
the progress in gameplay, which would be a great insight. I have no problem spending $45. It's just that I saw what I felt when playing Cyberpunk 2077, just unplayable. Um, I would say the game, I'm not trying to like hard sell you. Me personally, I feel like the game is in a pretty good state right now. I don't have any qualms about recommending it. I wouldn't recommend the game if I didn't feel like you'd have a good time.
Yeah, like
I
if
know
there's
you
too
don't
many
really know me,
bugs.
but take that for what it's worth. There are bugs, and some of them do get very frustrating. But 3.17 has been the best experience I've ever played in this game before.
Yeah, I barely come across bugs compared to when I started.
Yeah, compared to 2077, I'd say that this is leaps and bounds better. 2077, I would agree with you, is absolutely unplayable, and I feel bad for everybody that spent money on that because they did not get their money's worth. But I don't think
So,
that this is anywhere comparable to that. I think it's in a much better state.
in my opinion, it's all about like the dedication that you have to play the game. Like if you're just gonna hop in and not really have any motivation to play, I don't recommend buying the game because you really have to. I mean, it is a grind, you know. Like it is, you have to be involved and you have to watch out for bugs like a lot of the time, and you'll find like ways to avoid them, most of them. So I rarely come across bugs as much as I used to when I was like just got the game.
Well, and I would also say to that, there's some things that might seem like bugs, but there's a lot of game mechanics that don't exist in other games that you kind of have to learn.
Yeah.
This game doesn't really hold your hand. You have to like use signs to navigate.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Thought there'd
guy,
be like an arrow pointing.
or do you mean the shopkeeper over here? I mean, yeah, you do get the night terror NPCs sometimes.
Oh god, the T posing,
Yeah,
the T posing, 40 in
but
like
I
a
mean,
grid.
this guy's actually he's just looking at the catalog. I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to. There's one
Yeah,
standing on top
sometimes
of a
they be floating and stuff, but that's not that common. Usually they're just kind of.
yeah.
Oh, you're an NPC now. You're an
Oh,
NPC.
okay. This guy over here. I don't see the problem here, Konami. This is how you use chairs. I don't know how they use chairs where you're from, but I don't see any
I
issue
mean,
here.
who knows? This is like like a few hundred years in the future, bro. They may not sit in chairs anymore. They may stand in them. You don't know.
Yeah, chairs are really just a soapbox to stand on. Like this gal, she's getting ready to start talking about how great the UEE is.
To all
She's a
these mining
recruiter.
people.
Yeah. Bring me you're tired, you're weak, and you're weary. Come join the UEE. See new star systems, meet new people.
Invictus 2042. How does it go? Is like the guy repeats it like 20 times.
Yeah. So let's talk about server meshing real quick because that ties into what we're talking about with these NPCs. Server meshing, the idea is the way it currently works, you have a server that takes care of all the needs for 50 people. Server meshing makes it so that you can string 2, 3, 4 servers all to serve however many people you have playing in that same play space. In the current iteration, where we're all sharing one server, us 50 people, it means that some of the things like NPC schedules or animations, they're lower priority because they don't really affect the gameplay that much. Because, I mean, she's not in the way. I can do everything I need to in here. So they take a lower priority, and you do see some wackiness with the NPCs. When a server is working well and it's not under a lot of stress, like if we watch this person's going to have some pretty dynamic animations for what they're doing. I mean, they're just sitting here chilling, right? They're tapping their thumb, they're tapping their feet. I mean, the animations when they work are really good. But when the server is under a lot of stress, you do see some weirdness with like NPCs standing still or not working quite the way they're supposed to. But none of that is really game breaking. And then once server meshing is implemented and working the way that it is intended, stuff like that will be a thing of the past. But the idea with server meshing is currently, for instance, I am on Arc L1, which is a station floating in the L1 Lagrange point of the ArcCorp planet. I'm one player, and so if you're looking at it from a server resource perspective, it doesn't make sense to dedicate an entire server to me, right? And if there's only 3 to 10 people in the ArcCorp area, which where I'm at is part of, you might only dedicate one server to those people. But maybe over on Hurston, which is another planet right here, what if there's like 60 people there? Well, that's a lot more stress going on in that one area, so you might dedicate 2 servers or 3 servers to manage all the needs of those people. Server meshing will make it so that they can dynamically scale down or scale up the server resources as needed to adjust for the load wherever it exists. Eventually, yes, they want to have it to the point where you could potentially have thousands of players all playing in the same play space that all have access to each other.
Oh no.
And the servers will dynamically move their resources around to handle the load as needed. So the first implementation of that... Yeah, go ahead, Max. I'm just going to stay here talking for a bit. The first implementation will be something called static server meshing, and that will be a lot more rudimentary in that, okay, you have a server managing ArcCorp, and you have a server managing Hurston, and you have a server managing Crusader, right? And then dynamic server meshing, that will make it so that, hey, a bunch of people move to Hurston, so Hurston needs more resources. And hey, no one's actually in Crusader, so we don't need any server resources there. So let's unload Crusader, move that server over to Hurston, and let's alleviate some of that strain. So server meshing is really... Yeah, have a good night, Max. Thanks for playing.
Yep, see ya.
Server meshing is really one of the last big technological hurdles for making this a full MMORPG experience, because it enables us to start having the multiple star systems without having to keep the entire map loaded at once. For instance, currently the way the servers work, like everything between Crusader and Hurston has to be loaded. And so this has been kind of the limit of our play space, because the server is having to keep all of this area loaded at all times. Server meshing makes it so that the servers can decide, hey, you know, we don't actually need Microtech or Crusader loaded or any of this empty space here. Let's just focus on Hurston and ArcCorp, because that's where the people are at. So that, combined with server-side object container streaming and couple other pieces, will make it so that you can start having multiple star systems, because now it's like, hey, you know, no one's actually in the Stanton system. They're all playing in Pyro, which is the next system about to be implemented. And so let's just focus all of our resources on Pyro. And oh, well, turns out Max came back to Stanton, and so he needs some help. So let's move one of the servers back over to Stanton, and let's make sure that he can actually play the game. So that's really kind of the vision of server meshing. Once that's implemented, you can actually have the hundreds of solar systems that they've talked about. It's just we don't have it quite yet, and so that's what's held back a lot of the content. But you get that in, and then everything else should come a lot faster at that point. But again, that kind of technology, as far as the depth involved with server meshing, that doesn't exist anywhere else. Like, if you think of any other MMORPG, like let's use the fake game of NPC Man from Viva La Dirt League. Let's see, since Max is out, there's no one actually talking to me on Discord, so I'm going to take off my headphones. In Viva La Dirt League, they have this fake town called Honeywood. And the way an MMORPG works right now, if you fast travel to Honeywood, you're going to see a loading screen, and then you'll wake up in Honeywood. That doesn't happen with Star Citizen. If you want to go to Honeywood and Star Citizen, you just walk there. You just get there. There's no loading screen. There's no transition period. There's no fast travel. There's no trickery to get you onto another server. It's all seamless in the game. You're never going to see a loading screen. Yeah, just like Kuroshimu, there's no levels or skill trees either. So Pyro, the next system that's about to come out, that system is heavily PvP focused. So it's going to be a lot more dangerous as far as, like, compared to Stanton. Stanton's a pretty mild-mannered place. There's lots of resources to use, and there's lots of things that help out the player. Pyro is going to be a lot more stripped down because it's supposed to be like a hardcore experience. So there's nothing blocking new players from going there if they want to. If you want to go to Pyro, you will be able to do so. You just have to go through the jump point. And that's it. There's no leveling up. There's no like level you have to pass. There's no achievement you have to get first. So you can play the game as hard or as difficult as you want to all the time. Yeah, and there's a lot of careers in the game right now, just like mining that we were doing tonight, where it really comes down to your own personal skill level. If you want to get good at mining, you're going to have to practice. If you want to be a good combat pilot, do combat missions. And there's not really, like, they have a reputation system that gives you access to harder and harder missions as you unlock them. But this isn't like, it's not like this is all you can do. There's so much beyond just the stuff that you see here that you have access to. There's no max level. There's no cap. Because really what max level means is that's the max level of fun you get. So once you reach max level, there's like nothing else you can do. And that doesn't really exist in Star Citizen. Yeah, and you don't need to own a huge ship to experience it. Find a friend and be a crewmate and gunner. Like I said, any new players are welcome to join our org. We take on players of all skill levels. You hop in with us. I'll put you to work. You'll have a blast doing it, but you'll see a slice of life of every piece of the game. For instance, I just got this guy. Oh, actually, I don't have the I don't have the ship here that I was thinking of. We've got mining ship, prospector. I've also got access to Anvil Carrick, which we kind of use as our party bus for the org. Got Scorpius, Gladius, Vanguards. I mean, you name it, someone in our org has it. Yeah, the USS OJE. The USS Oddjob. I think that's what I called it on the fleet page. It flows a little better than OJE. Thank you for your time explaining everything. I appreciate it. I'll definitely take a look more and ask more questions in the future. Yeah. Have fun at work. If you do make an account, make sure you use my referral code. That's all I ask. And if you see us streaming, feel free to pop in, ask more questions. We're always happy to help. And I think that's actually a good time to cut off the stream. We stayed a little longer than we were initially planning because we were answering questions. But that's good. So like, share, comment, subscribe. Do all the YouTube things. Let me know what you think. Until next time, this is Odd Job Entertainment, signing off.